Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! No matter who we were, we had a favorite character from Descendants, or a favorite moment that made us a fan, that made us feel more proud than ever before to say we were a fan of these franchises. And no matter who we were, we never ever forgot the impact that Descendants and Zombies had on our hearts. Thank you guys so much for having chosen this YouTube channel time after time as your favorite Descendants and Zombies YouTube channel, because I've taken great pride and tremendous heart behind every video that I've ever had the honor to create. I've always wanted to be a part of something special, and I've always wanted to have the chance of going down in history for being a hero, or possibly the greatest of all time. And while that may be a long way away from ever happening for yours truly, I've always held on to the belief that I had the chance more than ever before of doing just that. Because what I'm here to ensure is that your favorite stars go down in history for being some of the greatest of all time. We've all seen and heard about the stories about Kylie Cantrell and what she's had to endure and all the criticism she's faced, and I wanted to take that away. I wanted to do something about that, to let Kylie Cantrell know that her contributions to these franchises will never ever be forgotten, and every single time that she's ever had a desire to want to perform on a stage with each and every one of you, and share in these truly breathtaking moments, there was nothing ever wrong with what Kylie Cantrell wanted to aspire to be. And I wanted to encourage that. I wanted Kylie Cantrell to know more than anything else in the world that everything was going to be just fine, and we were all going to see it through. And we were going to see it through together. Because if there ever was a moment that we wanted to share in with our friends and our family because of Descendants and Zombies, because many of us watch it with our friends, many of us share in it with our families, I think we've all taken something special away from what Descendants and Zombies had to offer. No matter if it was the original trilogy we're talking about and the contributions of Dove Cameron and Sophia Carson, which eventually became this new spin-off series which took our breath away by 2024. I never imagined that Descendants and Zombies would morph into something so spectacular that we would all take something special away from, no matter if it was a favorite song, a favorite moment, a favorite character. Because Ruby Rose Turner will forever and always hold the distinction of being my favorite Descendants character. I think it has always had something to do with how kind and how genuinely sweet the girl was, and how she wanted to make everybody she surrounded herself with every single time she ever stepped onto a stage happy. It was so cool seeing how Ruby Rose Turner became this superstar seemingly overnight, and how acceptant you guys were of this new cast. That's what truly blew my mind, how acceptant you were of this new cast and their friendships, because they seemed to be there for each other every step of the way. And I think no matter who we were, we took something special away from that, thinking about us and our friends that we made throughout our lifetime, because for every lifetime that's experienced in this world, in this lifetime, we have 3 or 4 really good friends. Friends that forever and always remain with us, forever and always understand us, who get us when other people seem to never be able to understand where we're coming from. That's what's so beautiful about life, and that's oftentimes what we should appreciate about life, is how we never seem to have enough time to spend with the people we love, or to tell them that we love them, which gives us more of an opportunity or more of a reason than perhaps ever before to pick up that phone and call that one friend we haven't talked to in what feels like forever, just to let them know how much we love them and how much we appreciate them. I think we've all learned to appreciate things like time and the value of friendship because of what Descendants and Zombies taught us over at least the last 10 years, because it's been a decade that I will never ever forget. Now, I will admit to you guys that I grew up in a very different generation of being a Disney fan than what you guys grew up in. Of course, the generation of iPhones, the generation of technology being far more advanced than it was over 30 years ago, because 30 years ago, I remember watching Disney movies on a big floor mount TV, which was a TV that would sit on the floor in your living room. It was about 50 inches. And you would watch classics like Cinderella and Alice in Wonderland come to life for the first time ever on VHS. That was when VCRs were priced at over $1,000. But it was so magical. I remember being a fan of Disney and being so captivated by characters like Cinderella and Alice in Wonderland, and just being so excited to share my thoughts and opinions with you guys on a radio program that I first launched from my parents' basement back in August of 1999. And I had no idea where my career was headed. And I never imagined 25 to 30 years later I'd be sitting here with the most popular Descendants of Zombies podcast in the world. But you know the reason why this happened? It happened because of each and every one of you, how much of a chance you took on me, and how much you believed in me. And I will never be able to thank each and every one of you enough for what you did for me and this YouTube channel, because the feeling you get from creating this content is rewarding enough. Even if I never go down in history for being the greatest of all time, I know I will be some girl's favorite content creator for having created videos about her favorite characters and sharing stories inspired by her favorite characters. Because if you are somebody who loves Ruby Rose Turner as much as what I do, you know where I'm coming from. And you've always and forever received me, and you've always got me about how I felt about Ruby, for how genuinely sweet the girl was, or how much of a chance deserved to be taken on Kylie Cantrell, because I saw her on The Masked Singer, season 14 of The Masked Singer, and even though Fox has this reputation of not really treating celebrities with the most respect, I think we've all taken something special away from what Kylie Cantrell offered to that and every other project she's been involved with, regardless if it was Descendants, Zach Power, Berserk, Raven's Home, Gabby Dern, and The Unsuitables. It's been said many times over the years, everybody is a critic and everybody feels differently about Disney stars, especially of this new generation. You know, I remember growing up in a generation where Hilary Duff and the show Lizzie McGuire was at the top of Disney Channel, and Hannah Montana exceeding the heights of expectations of every critic out there. The thing is, I've had so much fun no matter what I had the chance to be a part of, and I always had fun creating videos because I wanted to give you guys the best. So when it came to giving you guys conversations about Descendants of Zombies that you could relate to, I told you funny stories about what was happening in my everyday life that tied in significantly to Descendants of Zombies, just to give you a chance to get to know me. Because when you get to know the host of the show, you know what he's all about. You see his passion for video games and Disney stuff is as part of his YouTube backdrop, which is very different from every review that you may have seen about Descendants of Zombies. Because the thing that was truly undeniable about people like Kylie Cantrell and Malia Baker were they deserved a chance, and they were undeniably beautiful. They held a very special place in my heart for many years and will continue to hold that special place for many years to come. I don't know about other critics on YouTube and how they feel about the direction of Descendants of Zombies in its future, but it's one future that I'm incredibly excited to be a part of, because it's going to be so magical, ever so magical, and this is going to be one of the deepest chapters and one of the deepest stories ever told when it comes to a sisterhood between Red and Pink, when it comes to unanswered questions that we may have had for forever. I'm just here to help you make sense of everything, because I'm just like each and every one of you. Every single time that I've ever pushed record, I never know what I'm going to say, and I just speak with an open heart and an open mind, just hoping my videos are going to be well received, hoping that somebody's going to hit my subscribe button because they love this video, or they love Kylie Control just as much as what I have, or think the world of Ruby Rose Turner. Because the reality of these videos are, every night there's somebody watching this video who has their room covered and plastered with Descendants of Zombies posters, who think zombies is the coolest concept ever, about how a girl could fall in love with a zombie. And there are more girls falling in love with zombies in everyday life than ever given credit for, because there are more guys out there that never seem to pay attention to what we may be talking about or texting them on the phone. It's really something that's so relatable, because we often relate our story to the story of Zed and Addison, or the story of Red and Chloe based off their friendship, because sometimes we have friendships that we wouldn't trade for in the world. And I think that that's what makes this so special, is how relatable the content is, how it's a mainstream concept that it's so relatable. Something that started as a whisper in a Disney board meeting one morning with 300 people that became a global phenomenon seemingly overnight because of how you guys responded to it. So basically what they will do over a cup of tea every morning is Disney will come up with a concept, and they will present us with that concept on their Disney Channel or Disney Plus, and they will go away, they will go to catering, they will have 3 or 4 pies mixed in with a couple of cups of tea, and they will wait for us to respond to it. And when we finally do, just as fast as you can snap your fingers, magic happens. Because now we've had this chance to hear the stories of VK kids and villain kids and how they want to represent their own stories. Because each and every character played by each and every actress that was a part of the Descendants cast, past or present, had to tell their own story, because these characters had no backstory whatsoever. And telling your own story can be sometimes very often very difficult, because you never know how people are going to respond to it or how they're going to receive it. But each story that was told through each individual character, regardless if it was Mal, Evie, Red, Chloe, Carlos, who will forever and always hold a very special place in our hearts and forever and always be missed, and his legacy will live on eternally because of this YouTube channel, and that's one thing I can guarantee you. While I can't speak for every other content creator and how they felt about Descendants of Zombies, the legacies of your favorite stars will live on eternally through this YouTube channel. So if you are somebody who's been a fan of the original trilogy or the spin-off series, which has often been referred to a Harry Potter or Wicked-like musical, I think you should subscribe to this YouTube channel, because this could be the YouTube channel for you. I know I have a lot of Freya Sky fans who have forever been supportive of every Freya Sky video that I've ever created, and just to let you guys know what's coming in the future, there are going to be more great Freya Sky videos where that one came from, because I know how you guys feel about Freya Sky, and I felt more than honored to create hundreds of videos about Freya Sky, perhaps more than any other content creator in the world in this universe. Because even with how big this universe seems to be on times, there's always that one fan that will forever hit your subscribe button or your like button because they love Freya Sky with all of their heart. And I've often encouraged that because there's nothing wrong with being a fan of Freya Sky. You know, years ago when people didn't want to really give them much of a chance, I was a fan of the Backstreet Boys. I had every Backstreet Boys CD. I was forever seen in the lineup at Music World years ago, which many of you are too young to remember. I will never forget the release date of the premiere album from the Backstreet Boys. It was May 6, 1996. And hundreds, if not thousands, of people lined the streets just to get their hands on a copy of the premiere album of the Backstreet Boys because they were the hottest thing ever. They were a commodity that you just wanted to be a fan of, and you were so proud to showcase being a fan of them. And each and every single night, I was like Corey from Boy Meets World. I was listening to the Backstreet Boys, dreaming of being with that one girl who I hoped would take a chance on me and spend the rest of her life with me. And while that may have never happened for this loser, the thing was, I was so proud to showcase my passion for bands like the Backstreet Boys and NSYNC and to have been a part of that generation. Just as proud as I feel to be a part of this generation. Because once you are accepted into the Descendants of Zombies fan club, into this niche, and you become a voice for voiceless people, that's the greatest honor of all. Because you give them a voice. And you have the chance to represent them for how they feel about people like Red and Chloe. You can state your case. You can present a case as to why you're a fan of Red and Chloe. And why you feel more than proud to have met all these incredible fans who have subscribed to your YouTube channel and giving them a chance to share with you their story while telling them your story and your version of it. Because my version of Descendants of Zombies is very different from the versions you've already heard. Because there are thousands of people on YouTube who tell you the same story over and over and over, often reiterated from a different perspective. But these stories are stories that I've told that people for some reason have fell head over heels in love with. That they can't get enough of. That they will forever hit your subscribe and your like button for because they love you. And that's what's so fun about being a fan of Descendants of Zombies. You forever have the love and support of fans of Descendants of Zombies, who have encouraged me enough to throw my name into the running for President of the United States by 2028, to finally give quality control a president that she can be proud of. A lot of good things are going to happen if Jonathan Clarke becomes President of the United States, including Disney Plus becoming free for every fan of Disney and Descendants. So you can watch Descendants of Zombies every night free of charge on the President of the United States. You guys will get free trips to Disney every year because that's always been a dream of mine, to go to Disney every year and explore all the theme parks. And you guys will finally have a chance to do that as long as you're a part of a family who is a resident of the United States. You guys will get free trips to Disney every year. Better health care, because no child ever deserves to be sick, who especially loves Descendants of Zombies, because I've heard so many stories about people feeling so passionate about being fans of Descendants of Zombies and wanting to let the world know how you feel about it. And I think that's really cool, because you should never be afraid to let the world know how you truly feel about your favorite character or your favorite moments that make you fans of these franchises. I have felt more than honored to have had the chance to share with you my story. How well received my story would become, I had no idea. But I felt more than honored to have shared my story with each and every one of you. I've been a YouTube content creator for over 25 years, and I've had a chance to be a part of a lot of momentous times in pop culture and entertainment, and I never ever forgot having a chance to be a part of it. I witnessed the rise in popularity of bands like the Backstreet Boys, rappers like Eminem, and how much rarity and recognition they would go on to receive. And while I may have felt very differently about bands like the Backstreet Boys and Eminem, the thing was, being a part of the late 1980s and early 1990s was so fun for me. And when I hear Quality Control talking about being a huge fan of the 1990s and how Liamani Segura wants to go back in time and relive the 1980s and witness the rise in popularity of guys like Michael Jackson and New Kids on the Block, it's so fun. Hearing their stories and how they feel about it. And the one thing I've often loved and appreciated and had time in appreciating is seeing them have fun and being so appreciative of these moments they've had the chance to share them with each and every one of you. And I think what's so cool for me as a reviewer and having the chance to compile these videos and record these great videos for you guys is how they've had dreams. And I found time in appreciating their dreams and supporting them. Because I think the more encouragement that we offer people like Liamani and Kylie all the time, the further they're going to go with their dreams. Because there is no more rewarding feeling in the world than seeing your favorite stars achieving their dreams and accomplishing so much. Like, you think about Freya Sky and how far Freya Sky has come. The girl's just 16 years old. She's really just figuring out her place in the world, and I felt more than honored to have the chance to be a part of that, to record hundreds of videos about Freya, to encourage that there is a future for her. Because I really do believe that stars like Kylie and Freya, their stars and whatever constellation their stars are featured in and that we talk about are going to shine brighter than ever before. Because everybody has a star and everybody has a greater purpose in life. It's all about just finding your light. Some people find their light sooner than others, but everybody does eventually find their greater purpose and their light because their light shines brighter than ever before, no matter what constellation we're talking about. And I found great time in appreciating that. And I've had the time of my life not just talking about Descendants of Zombies for the fearless and strong people that they are and they've eventually become, because they're always keeping up their fitness regimes, always staying in top shape, always staying up to par. I've had the time of my life meeting each and every one of you and hearing your inspirational stories about how you saw something special in Clarke and Sherelle, and I've often found time in appreciating that. Also, these new characters for their stories that have yet to be told, forever and always remain to be told. Because the sisterhood story between Red and Pink is going to be something that we're going to find time in appreciating, and it's something I'm so excited about for Descendants 5 Book of Wonderland's premiere, because we're going to hear about so many valuable stories and valuable life lessons to be taught from these stories, like how much further kindness can really take a person in this life that we learned about in The Rise of Red for the first time ever at the expense of the Bridget character, because she had to endure a lot. Bullying, how people felt about her. But the one thing that stood about Bridget and her character was that she just wanted to be friends with everybody. She just wanted to make everybody she surrounded herself with happy. And I found time in appreciating that, and I became a better person because of the valuable life lessons that Ruby's character taught me. Ruby taught me just in general, because I followed Ruby's career ever since she was 12 years old. I thought she was the most courageous person in the world for everything she had to endure, about how people felt about her, and I just wanted to encourage that. As well, I wanted to support all of your favorite characters. So when it came down to them watching videos about themselves every night on YouTube, at least this YouTube content creator felt differently. And he was never afraid to let the world know how he felt and to share his opinion with everybody. I backed them up. I supported them for forever, regardless of how people felt about me, if they accepted me or not. And, I just really put myself out there. And the cool thing was, these videos were so well received. You guys thought this YouTube channel was the coolest thing ever, and you felt more than honored to be a part of it. And I couldn't feel more than honored to have been a part of sharing my story with each and every one of you. Thousands of people have forever subscribed here. Thousands of people have forever hit my like button, because there's always going to be that one girl who loves you enough to hit your subscribe button, regardless of how people may feel about you. Forever supportive of you. Some of the very first 150 subscribers that I've ever seen and ever put up here on this YouTube channel are still with me to this very day, because they believe in Descendants of Zombies enough to forever and always remain subscribed here to this YouTube channel and always want to have the chance to hear and share in your story. The most rewarding feeling that I've ever gotten is knowing that I've touched the heart of every fan of Descendants of Zombies in whatever capacity I've had the chance to. And I think that these videos are well received because I connect with more people on both a professional and personal level than perhaps ever before. And I felt more than honored to be able to do that, to be able to create 3 to 4 podcasts every day, upload them at different times throughout the day. When you get home from school, you're always watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube ever before you do your homework. Hey, just a word of advice, I think it's about time you got around to doing that one assignment that's been long overdue for a very long time. I think more people say they watch Jonathan Clarke on YouTube than ever before as an excuse to their teacher not to do their homework, because they're so excited to hear what my opinions are about Descendants of Zombies, and hey, that's what makes these videos so cool. Thank you guys so much for having shown so much love and support for every video I've had the honor to go on, create, edit, and upload to this YouTube channel, because I spend hours and I invest so much time and money, financial assistance, into this YouTube channel to make it the best that you could ever possibly watch. Because when you create a video about Descendants of Zombies, you really got to show so much incentive. Really put your heart into how much you believe into this franchise, and I've had the chance to do just that. And in every video I share with you a 20-minute story or a 20-minute perspective on Descendants of Zombies, just hoping these videos are going to be very well received. And lo and behold, these videos have put me in the position to be the greatest content creator of all time when it comes to sharing you my story about how I became a fan of Descendants of Zombies over a decade ago. And what an incredible decade it's been. We've experienced everything, we've cried together, we've laughed together, and this story is far from over. We are not done. We are not going home yet, because we still have so much further to go with this story and so much further to take it and feel about it. So if you are a fan of Descendants of Zombies who would like to come along on this incredible and truly unforgettable journey, which has truly been breathtaking on times, I invite you, and I would highly encourage you to hit that subscribe button. because I have so much left yet to say about Descendants of Zombies and so much to get into, because there are so many people out there who I have met, but still so many people I have yet to meet. There are 10.5 million people who love Descendants of Zombies with all their heart on social media, and it's time to give something special back to each and every single one of them so they too can be a part of something so spectacular. I have never felt more than honored to be a part of something so special and to share with you my thoughts on it. Thank you so much for having been your fan of Descendants of Zombies and having had a special place in your heart for Descendants of Zombies forever and always. And having made this your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time, hands down. There is no argument to be seen there or to be witnessed. Thank you so much for allowing me the chance to have represented you as your voice of Descendants of Zombies and to have become such a valuable part of each and every one of your lives. It's been my honor to share with you my story about Descendants of Zombies, for it to be heard by thousands, if not millions of people. So if you are somebody who has yet to subscribe here, I would love for you to come along on this incredible journey. Thank you so much for having made this your favorite Descendants of Zombies YouTube channel of all time, and thank you so much from my heart to yours for having watched this video. It's been my honor forever and always.